All right. Hello, everyone. Today, this is Robin and Kim. We are here for our weekly health chat, and I'm particularly excited about this one today because it's National Women's Health and Fitness Day. We actually have a day for us, but every day is National Women's Health and Fitness Day in my book. So,
Yep.
But this one, it's what it's made the basis of the day is for women to really focus on healthy choices. And so I kind of made a list of things that I do that help me stay on track. And Robin will also share. And so I'm just going to start and share these, and hopefully they'll help you, because this is what's worked for me and it worked for us. And so we want to just share. And I do want to share one statistic about that I'd read this about women as we get older. And the statistic is that over 65% of women ages 45 to 55 are overweight. So that's 65%. It goes up to 70% for women between the ages of 55 and 75 are overweight. So, that's a lot. And 40% of all women are obese. So those are just interesting statistics to think about.
Can I add something to that? And we're not saying, we're not even thinking of the physical aspect of that.
Right.
We're thinking of obesity leads to heart disease, diabetes, so many terrible things that can happen to you from it. So,
and that was just to share what a fact that a statistic is going on, not to say you can't be healthy and bigger. You can be, but like Robin said, excess weight can lead to other diseases and things. So so one of the things I do is I use a tracker. I use my Apple Watch. I track my steps, and Robin's got hers as well. We track our steps. I actually track my sleep on mine as well. Do you track your sleep, Robin, at all on yours?
I do.
Okay. Yep. So I track my sleep every night. I can see whatever I'm doing is kind of contributes to how I sleep that night. So it's really interesting that way. I also use a food tracker, not always, but when I'm I want to get back on track, or just to see where I am, because this is actually something everybody should do anyway, sometime, just to see where you are. And it tracks you. Oh, you're using MyFitnessPal. There you go.
Yep.
And I use.
Look how even I am.
Yes, you are very even.
I know. I'm telling you, and it makes a difference, because I'm just sorry to interrupt you, but I've been using this for 8 weeks now, and you can get off and out of control so easily. And you wonder, and especially midlife, postmenopausal, you can go off the rails, and you're like, what am I doing? I'm eating the same things. Right. But then if you do put it in here and you see it, you're like, oh, that's where I was getting that excess carbohydrate or that excess fat, or, whatever it was.
Not enough protein.
Or not enough protein.
That's a big one.
Exactly.
As mine tracks my protein, I want to get a minimum of 100 grams of protein a day. And then I also want to get a minimum of 25 grams of fiber per day. I try to shoot for higher fiber, like 30, 35. Yeah. But minimum is 25. And protein and fiber are really important to track. If you track those, you're like, that means you're eating the right stuff.
Exactly.
So focus on foods that serve you. I look at food now as okay, is this going to serve my health, or is it going to detract from my health, or eventually destroy my health? Because it can. So that's how I kind of reframe how I think about food. And so I really focus on that.
I'm laughing. Can you see me laughing? I'm just going to interact here as Kim's giving these little things. So we had a wedding this past weekend, and I might have not eaten great, and I might have drank a little bit too, as well. When I got home, I had gained 3.5 pounds in a day and a half. So this is how much. It wasn't weight gain, it was inflammation. I was totally inflamed from drinking alcohol, eating things that were not typical things that I eat during the week.
Yeah. And
today I'm back down the 3.5 pounds. So because I'm back on track, I'm drinking my water, and not going off the rails, eating crazy stuff that you tend to do. And it's fine to do that once in a while, but man, I felt miserable. So Kim is exactly right.
Yep. So
Is it
thank you for
serving
sharing
you?
that. And I want to say, like, if you're eating a heavy carb meal, and I mean more processed carbs than veggies, that can hang on to water weight, like a third of a pound. So it's like, yeah, it's real, but it's like not like you gained all that weight, but it's holding on to
Yeah.
water and all that. So, but it's
But
real.
it's not good for you. It's
No,
it's not. It's not.
So one thing, let's see, taking baby steps is big. If you like think, oh my God, I gotta lose 100 pounds. Well, that's a big undertaking, but just take baby steps, like focus on losing 1 to 2 pounds a week. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, it'll take time. And also take baby steps with breaking down things like if you know your water, you're not getting enough water. If you're not drinking, ideally you want to drink half your weight in ounces as a minimum. So a 130-pound woman would drink 65 ounces a day minimum. So you just like having a measured water bottle, keeping it with you every time you look. This is how I did it. I kept a water bottle with me. It was a 25-ounce water bottle. Every time I looked at it, I took a sip, and I just kept doing that and doing that. Now I crave water, and I gotta have my water. So, and I definitely get my water in. So that's what I did. Go ahead.
No, just to add to that, I would say with your fitness, it's the same way. You know, if you're not currently working out, start with a 10-minute walk. It doesn't have to be
Yes.
fast. You don't have to go roll a tire. I've said that before, which I think is totally crazy anyway, but because I have no need to roll tires, but you know, get on a bike, take a bike ride. Here's a big thing. Get with a friend. Get with someone that you can
Yes.
do stuff with. You do so much better in groups or packs with accountability. And then the same thing with sleep too. Like just try getting your PJs on a half hour earlier than you typically would. You know, try to lay your head down. Try to get off the telephone, the phone, you know, get away from your
Yeah.
devices, you know, a half hour before. It's better to do it 2 hours before, but work your way up there. So
Yeah.
take things in small and it'll become a
Yep.
habit.
Yep. And to go along with that, if you know your nutrition isn't where it should be, make your first meal of the day your healthiest. That should be a high protein meal. Robin and I practice that, and it makes a difference. I get 30 to 40 grams in my first meal of the day, my protein. And so it sets you up for success for the day. When you have that first healthy meal, you feel better. You're like, you have all this energy, you don't get hungry,
Yep.
and you just have, it just helps. And then it builds on itself. You're going, I'm going to make my next meal a little healthier too. So on. That's how a great way to do that. To bring up too about the exercise prep, I did want to say, here's one thing I do that has really changed and helped my body composition is I really, really started getting serious about strength training. And I'm talking about dumbbells. I'm not talking about like going to the gym and, you know, being a she-woman. I'm just talking about, I use heavier dumbbells now than I ever have. I also use a resistance band. All I do is strength train. My minimum is 3 times a week, like 30 to 40 minutes a day. Saturday, I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Saturday's a bonus day. If I get a chance, I'll do a workout, something different than I did the day before. But strength training is the fountain of youth. I'm going to say it again. Strength training is the fountain of youth. If you want to age well and age with a healthy lifespan, health span, not just a lifespan,
right?
You have to strength train. If you want to get frail, like I see so many elderly now, you have to strength train. So that's a non-negotiable for me.
And then here's the thing too. If you're just starting out, you don't want to go lift 50 pounds, right? You want to work your way up to it. So start out 1 day a week, right? Mm-hmm. You can then work your way to 2 days. Start out with bands, start out with a lighter weight, work your way up. But absolutely what Kim is saying, lifting heavier weights is good because we lose so much of our muscle mass as we age. And you don't want to get sarcopenia.
Nope.
That's for sure.
And I want to say,
because then you can't do anything.
Exactly.
Right.
You're not, but I want to say also that whatever's heavy for you, you start with that. If 5 pound heavy, I have one client, she's in her 70s, 3 pounds is heavy for her at first. Now she's working her way up to 5 pounds. Now she's working her way up to 6 and 7 pounds. So, but she's determined to do it and she's getting strong.
That's awesome.
And that's so cool. But I started off with my shoulders. I have a tracker. I'm tracking, I'm finished this 12-week program. I'm just finishing. I started with I was looking at 8 pound weights in this one shoulder move. And I use 17 and a half moved up to 17 and a half for this move. And I'm like, holy moly. And I did some biceps with 17 and a half. So I'm like,
that's awesome.
Crazy, you know, I've
Yep.
done that before, but you know, it's working.
Consistency. It's consistency.
That's what it is. I need to put my glasses on for, oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I couldn't read it.
That's all right.
Okay, mindset. Having a growth mindset is huge. Robin and I are both very curious people. We love learning. We love hearing the latest research. We love just learning things about like how we can age better and how we can live a healthier life. And I think having that growth mindset, instead of thinking, oh, it's too late, I can't do anything, I can't make these changes, whatever excuse you want to make, too expensive, I don't have time. I hear that a lot. Well, you're gonna have time for sickness later if you don't take care of yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, having that growth mindset is huge, and also having a mindset where like, I can do this, I get to do this. Robin's taught me that. I get to do this. I don't have to do it.
I love it.
I get to do it. Yes. Yeah. And I think
it's a prize.
It is. And it's like, I get to take care of myself. I get to live happier. I get to live healthier. I get to do all the things I want to do. I get to travel. I get to lift my grandkids up. I get to lift heavy things, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's what we do in real life. So those are some things we can do to make some healthier choices. Robin, is there anything you want to add?
I do want to add. So I just read, speaking of educating, curious, reading, here is a statistic, and I just want to put this out here, and it's not just for women, all right? This is for everyone. The top 5 health behaviors are maintaining a healthy weight, not smoking, not drinking excessively, getting enough physical activity, and getting enough sleep. And at the bottom of this healthy physical health behaviors is, did you know that only 6% of Americans consistently practice these?
You know what?
6%.
Well, you know what that goes along with? That only 7% of adult Americans are considered metabolically healthy. Before COVID,
there you go.
Before COVID, it was like 12%.
Yeah.
Now it's gone down to only 7%. So, wow.
So I was blown away by that. I was like, 6%.
That's crazy.
You know, everybody I know must be in my classes. I don't know. I was really blown away by that. That is so small. So, you know what? Get out there, get the good behaviors in, move your body, stay healthy, live a long, healthy life. As Kim always says at the end of our Zoom, what is your little saying you like to say?
I like to say, have fun and live young.
Have fun and live young. And the only way you can do that is to be consistent and, you know, be healthy and try to get all of these habits into your life.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you, Robin.
Yep. We'll see you guys next week.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.